when Donald Trump announced that he was running, and he said he's going to put a big, beautiful wall around the borders. He's going to lower taxes. He's going to get rid of some of these regulations, bring jobs back, and he's going to protect us from our enemies. And he said it with such courage, you know, wasn't being politically correct about it. It was from the heart. I said day one that he's going to be our next president. And I had not seen any other Republican, since being a Republican myself, who were that bold and just told the truth, and you just believe that they're going to do it.
If you look at it, Jesse, all the pundits, all the polls, all these so-called political gurus, they factored in everything on how he could not win.
Yeah.
Factored in everybody but God. So I told people when they said, "Do you think you're going to win?" I said, well, if God wants him in there, oh, he's going in there. By the way, before he got in, they told me, they said, "Phil, you got 15 minutes with Donald Trump. That's all you got. But he's going to be back, or go back and meet him." Look, I'm going through them Secret Service cats, and they put that wand, and so they were checking this dude. So I get back in there. Well, I wrote the gospel down. I put this in my pocket. God becoming flesh, dying on a cross, being buried and raised from the dead, and is returned. I wrote it down. God becomes flesh, year one. Now it's 2017. So I talked to him for about a minute. I reached in my pocket, and I pulled this out. And I said, "Donald, whatever happens, don't miss this." And when I showed him those symbols, he looked at them and he said, "What is that?" And I said, "I'm glad you asked." I said, "Donald, your calendar says 2017 years ago. That's when Jesus showed up." He was like, I said, "He died on a cross for Donald Trump's sins." I said, "Donald, you have sinned, hadn't you?" He said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "They put him in a tomb, and 3 days later, raised from the dead." I said, "Donald, he'll get you out of the grave alive." He said, "Let me have that." So he took that piece of paper, and he put it in his pocket. All I can say is I'm looking at his woman reciting the Lord's Prayer. I'm 70, Jesse. I never heard no first lady give the Lord's Prayer on national TV.
Right. No, never heard it before. Being in his presence, being in that room with him, did you get the sense that he is a good and decent man?
Very much so. I got the impression that he understands. I told him he's a sinful man. He agreed. So someone says, "What do you think about his heart?" I said, he listened. He listened to the good news. So I just wanted to make sure that God knew. I'm thinking God's the one that arranged the meeting. So faith comes from hearing the message, Jesse. All I want to do is get the message to him, and my job was done. It'd be up to God to save him or not. So I think he has a good heart, or he wouldn't have listened to some dude like me hollering about Jesus. You see what I'm saying?
What would you like to see the president do, President Trump, in the next 4 years? What would you like to see him do?
I hope he just continues on the same path that he's on. He's the only one I've seen, well, since I've been on the earth, that all of his promises that he made, he just going down the list. It looks like to me he just taking one after the other, and he ain't slowing down. It looks like to me the dude's going to do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
At least first month, I'm thinking, I never heard that coming out of Barack Obama, ever. I said, this dude is on the right track.